Okay, Loney was limited. Brian Bauckham did not practice. Torrin Harris was limited. Jawanza Starling did not practice. Abe Markowitz did not practice. Mark Tyler was limited. Blake Ailes did not practice. And Bryce Butler was limited. Even though the list sounds pretty long, I don't think many of those are severe. Kind of looking back over the weeks, this potentially could be, by the end of the week, hopefully, one of our most healthy weeks and one of our most healthy Saturdays going into the game. So that'd be good to have. Obviously, going up to a place that has been extremely hard to play for a lot of people, including USC, and a very well coached team. And everyone's going to ask about, well, the last 2 weeks, them losing to UCLA and Washington State, but as you guys know, that means nothing. Usually it means nothing, especially this year as you look around college football and the conference, that just because someone didn't play well the week before, the 2 weeks before, means nothing about that Saturday. Better be ready to play that Saturday, and going up there will be a very, very big test for our first season together here.
How much would you have rather had them play well last week? Because I know they're embarrassed.
I don't know. There's a lot to that. They come back and work harder because of the embarrassment of losing at home like that. But I don't know. I really would have, because I think either way, when SC comes to town, people get up for the games. You just rarely see a team come out flat.
You mentioned how Matt's been a little bit off on the deep throws lately. Is there anything that you're working on with him for him to improve in that area?
Yeah, I think having Ronald and Robert full speed right now. This is, I don't know what, it's been 3 weeks since the Oregon game when Robert got hurt. He hadn't been full speed since, and he's looked the best today. There were a couple of plays today where he looked like the old guy, and even Saturday in the game you could tell that burst was, he looked like a normal receiver, not like what he had been. So I think that'll go a long ways with it. Just having the timing of those guys being healthy all week in practice, and I'm sure we're really concentrating on a few plays that he does very well.
What is it with the state of Oregon, this team? It's been a tough place.
Well, the way that we look at it, this team's 0-0 up there, and so this is a new time, and it's not bad or good. It's a new team, new staff, and so we haven't lost up there yet. So we're excited to go up there and play really well.
How come TJ Bryant hasn't really gotten a chance to play at cornerback?
Yeah, TJ's really had struggled. Really tried to play through an injury. He's practiced for the most part, but his shoulder's not really healthy, and we're actually going to have another test done tomorrow that may end up leading him into surgery by the end of the week on his shoulder to get it fixed. It was something that we knew had to get fixed, but thought maybe he could make it through, and it's just really been bothering him a lot.
How proud of you of this team, especially on the road? Very impressive last week.
Yeah, it has been unique this season. As you look at, if you group all the games together, home and road, we've played more consistent on the road. We're one play away from being undefeated on the road. Yep. And even as you look at the games themselves, I just think we've played better. Sometimes the ball bounces certain ways and stuff, but you look at the games, we've played very well on the road. And so I don't know, sometimes I think maybe your first year with a young team, there's something about playing on the road and growing together. And so it's been good, and this would be a great way to finish our road schedule as far as outside of LA.
Character, though, doesn't it show when you play that well on the road?
I think so. I think that it tests that. It tests how you're going to play together and the crowd, and going on the road in a different environment. And with the young team, a lot of these environments they've never been to, these places. Yep. So it's been good so far.
Were you disappointed at all not to have more guys on the academic Pac-10 team?
I didn't see it. Sorry.
You had Khalid home second team and then a couple others I mentioned.
Yeah, I would have to see it before I could figure that out. Sorry.
Do you look at films of last year's game and what Jaquiz Rogers did against this team?
Yeah, and 2 years ago too.
Yep.
Very explosive player, tough to tackle. You lose him back behind there. I think the scheme. I think Mike Riley's one of the best offensive coaches in the country. He's proved it over and over and over again. And so we're going to have our hands full.
They miss James a lot, though, don't they? James Rogers.
The production shows that. The production has not been the same as it was earlier in the year. And but like I said, that doesn't matter. You still got a quarterback that's had some really good games. Went into Arizona and lit it up. One in Arizona, a place that most people would say is a tough place to play. So we're gonna have our hands full.
Alan Bradford mentioned that he came to you and talked about why he isn't getting so many reps lately. What did you tell him, and what does he need to do to get more reps?
Well, we went back and watched his last whatever 6-7 carries, and we haven't given him very many opportunities, and so he can't correct those things now. But we went back and watched him, and you go back, he put the ball on the ground a couple of times. We went to him Arizona State game, and the first time we went to him, put the ball on the ground, and so he knows, and he was reminded today, that that's more important than everything else, is taking care of the ball. And we had a similar type of conversation earlier in the year. I want to say maybe on a Monday or Tuesday before the Minnesota game, and he's just got to make the most of his chances if he gets a chance, and he did that week.
What is your biggest concern against the Beavers?
Taking care of ball turnover margin on both sides, and with special teams, they rarely turn the ball over at all. They do a great job of it, and so we've got to continue taking care of the ball. We've done a pretty good job, 82 plays last week with 1 turnover, so that'll be critical. And it's the same as last week. If you're going to go on the road in a tough place to play, and one that may have weather, also,
yep.
You better pack your defense, and you better pack your run game, or else you're going to fall into a lot of trouble. And that's happened up there before. If you go back and study those games, we didn't run the ball very well early in those games, and we weren't playing very good defense, and all of a sudden we found ourselves way behind.
Especially third down D.
Yeah, to get off the field, and what's really one of the strengths of our team is our punt return. Ronald Johnson back there and the ability to block punts and put pressure on guys. Not only are we excited if we stop somebody on third down, but that we stop on their side, that we get to send those guys out there, because that can be a very explosive unit.
How important was it to get the tight ends back involved in the passing game?
It's big. We obviously Jordan's drop, unfortunately, kind of was the negative in the group, but Rip made the big play on the longer corner, and it always takes pressure off those outside guys.
Is it the drops that make you go away from the tight ends, or more scheme and what you want to attack?
A lot of times we just, there's certain game plans we're not going to be heavy in there, and we're going to use them more to block. We're going to try to get the ball outside, and we happen to have 2 very explosive receivers that we need to get the ball to, and sometimes that takes away. And then you have Stanley too, who does some of the stuff tight ends do. He takes some of their touches away also.